What's up guys, today we're going to talk about what is the best vlogging or YouTube setup right now, or at least the one that I've been using. My first YouTube video that's up on this channel was actually a vlog video. I've also been hired to do a few vlogging travel videos as well, so I do have a little bit of vlogging experience. I bought a lot of different camera gear that I've used for vlogging over time, and I've just kind of been upgrading or just trying out different things. But today we're going to really break it down and get into it. So for cameras, one camera that I've really been using a lot for my YouTube or just vlogging in general has been the Canon R5. I love my Canon R5. One reason being it has uncropped 4K, which was, when I used 4K, was just a complete game changer for my vlogging and just videography in general. I love doing 4K vlogs. I just love the way it looks. I love the dynamics. Really just any camera in the Canon R series is a pretty good camera to use for YouTube or vlogging anyway. One of the main things about Canon that I've always loved is their color scheme. The Canon R5 has actually been my dream camera ever since I started my YouTube journey. When I got it, it just was a real game changer. Like everything that I thought about it was true. It has in-body image stabilization, which in this day and age is a pretty cool perk. But there's a setting on here. Hold on, my coffee's done. Look at that foam. Look at that foam in there. I just burned the roof of my mouth like crazy. Some more things that I just really love about this camera is I love the way their cameras are built. They just feel really durable. The grooves in the camera really just fit in my hand. I don't know what it is. I love the way a Canon body feels in my hand. The 4K is just ultra clear right now. Like I said, right now I'm filming in 4K HQ, which is 8K downsampled to 4K. A few cons about this camera. Sometimes the low light can be a little iffy. I mean, of course, it depends on what lens you have. If the lens has a low aperture, it'll be better in low light, but I don't know, I just feel like compared to other cameras like Sony, the Canon does sometimes fall short in the low light area. Another thing about Canon R5 is that it has pretty solid battery life. I film for regular video, I just film like regular 4K 30, and usually it's about 2 to 3 hours, give or take. I know the website probably says something different, but for my personal use, it's usually about 2 to 3 hours if I'm filming, kind of continuously. So, guys, it's like 8:30 in the morning right now, bro. It's so beautiful, so nice, peaceful out here right now. One of the main things, if not the main thing when it comes to vlogging, is your lens. So right now I'm actually using a Canon RF 15 to 35 millimeter f2.8. I've always wanted this lens ever since I was little. This is like my dream lens right here. It was actually a graduation gift. Shout out to my parents, man. I love y'all. I've loved this lens because I've seen a lot of my favorite creators use it, like Casey Neistat and Peter McKinnon. They all really use like a 16 to 35 or a 15 to 35 millimeter. So one thing about vlogs that maybe you did know or maybe you didn't know, a lot of vlogs are filmed with wide angle lenses. And one of the reasons why they're filmed with wide angle lenses is because, look at this. Look at all this room I have. Look at all this room I have to be creative and do whatever I want to do. That's one of the main things about vlogs, and really what makes them just so much fun to do is that there's just so much space for creativity. Another reason too, which this one's actually kind of scientific, both of our eyes actually have a very wide field of view. And so when a creator uses a wide angle lens to tell a story, it almost feels like we're there with the creator. So it's like we're really immersed and connected to the story that they're trying to tell. But another thing about this lens or focal range that I like in particular is the 35 millimeters. If you already follow my Instagram at PizzaQIV4, you probably know that one of my favorite focal lengths is 35 millimeters. I love it for any of my client work, any portraits, any photography, if I'm doing a video. The way you can just easily go to 35 millimeters like that, even though this lens is a 2.8, which to some people is actually quite high, it still has pretty good bokeh effect. Look at this. The 35 millimeters really gives you a lot of versatility. I actually just took this lens on a trip a few weeks ago to Scotland and Ireland, and that vlog is going to be coming out very, very soon. A few cons about this lens I would say is it's very pricey. Like this thing costs about $2,200. I actually have this Canon 15 to 30 millimeter f4.5, pretty much the exact same lens, kind of the same focal length, except it doesn't have that low of an aperture. And this is also a lens I recommend if you're just starting out. This is the other lens. This is the big lens right here. But as you can see, it still goes to 30 millimeters, so I can still get that intense shot. I still get that wide shot. And guys, let me know in the comments if you'd like to see kind of a more beginner or like affordable vlogger creator setup. So just to show you guys a little pro and a con is that it has built-in image stabilization into the lens, which is pretty stable as you can kind of tell right now. But one of the cons about it is that there's built-in stabilization in the lens and in the camera, which makes it a little wobbly at times, or it gives you like a warp effect. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see it really clearly there.
Also guys, just to show you, I don't think he's ever been in a video. My dog right here. His name is Durkee. This is my buddy, miniature schnauzer. This is my dude right here. Shout out to the people.
Alright guys, I'm in my car right now. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't using my gas today, but I'm just in here to kind of prove a point. One piece of gear that I think really has just set it off for vloggers and, you know, YouTube creation and whatnot is the use of ND filters. Now, I think I've probably mentioned this in almost every video that I've done so far, but an ND filter is basically like shades for your lens. As when I'm filming in the outside condition, a lot of the times my video can be overexposed, but with the ND filter, it brings down the stops of light. That way I can get really good exposure. For example, I can show you right now, this is with my ND filter on, and then with it off, look how blown out that is. Though you can barely see any detail, but with it on, just put it on like that, set it on. I know I can get those nice exposure back, I can get all that detail back, and it just looks nice. I love it when I see a creator using ND filters. It just really adds a lot to their video, and just when I see the shot outdoors, it just looks so cool. The filter that I'm actually using right now is the Polar Pro Helix Maglock Peter McKinnon variable ND filter. That's a lot to say for real. I actually bought it right when I got this new lens, and I love Polar Pro filters. All my ND filters are all Polar Pro. I love it because I think they have the sharpest glass. The filters also, to me, have the least amount of vignetting going on. I used to have the regular Peter McKinnon variable ND filter, but I went and upgraded to the Helix Maglock because this one's actually magnetic. So what it is, it comes with 2 step-up connection plates. You screw on the base plate, you just line the lines up and then just twist and lock it in place, and it stays in place. And to get it off, you just hold down the 2 toggles, you tear the other way and then just pull it right off with ease. It's so fast, like it saves so much time. I highly recommend you get the Polar Pro Helix Maglock. Alright guys, I'm in like the quietest room I can find in my house so I can do this little quick test right here. So now we're going to talk about audio. One piece of advice that I remember learning early in my creator journey is that a video with maybe bad image quality or maybe even like shaky footage or just sometimes blurry footage is still watchable, but a video with bad audio, you're automatically turning that joint off. So a piece of gear that you have to have with any vlog or with any YouTube video really is an external microphone. Now the one I like to use and the one I'm using right now is the Deity D4 Duo. If y'all watch all my other videos, you know that this is the microphone that I take with me everywhere. Anything that just requires a little mild audio and anything for like YouTube purposes. As a matter of fact, for 90% of this video so far, the Deity D4 Duo has been a mic I've been using. I want to kind of show other microphones that I use sometimes for different stuff. So right here, this is the Deity D3 Pro. It's the same brand of the Deity D4 Duo. It's still an external shotgun microphone. If you don't know what a shotgun microphone is or a directional microphone, only this side of the mic is getting audio. A lot of people use like these big ones for YouTube videos. This is the microphone that I use when I'm doing my studio shot. I have it boomed up on a little $30 boom setup, and this is the mic I use for anything that's like super professional that requires a boom mic. All right, so this is with the Deity D3 Pro on right now, and so y'all have to let me know how it sounds, but I'm pretty sure it probably sounds a little bit more crisp, a little bit more bassier. I tend to like a more bassier sounding microphone. I just think that sounds more professional. Another microphone that I use for my videos, and I don't even think I've mentioned it yet in any of my other videos, is Rode Wireless Mic Go 2 lavalier mics. And I love these a lot for any video. I think they're really fun to use. Y'all probably seen these a lot. These are pretty popular in the YouTube and just in the filmmaking community. It comes with 2 microphones. It comes with a receiver. So the receiver, you just plug into the camera. Like I have this microphone plugged into the camera, and then you turn one of these on and you can get audio from anywhere. As a matter of fact, I'll show you that right now. Okay, so this is the audio with these Rode Wireless Mic Go 2 transmitters, and the cool thing about this is it's like I can get audio from wherever I want to be, either if I'm closer to the camera or farther away from the camera like this. I can freaking walk around my entire house right now. As a matter of fact, I'm about to walk over to the kitchen right now. I bet you could probably still hear me getting some freaking water. Keeping this all in one take as well. Walk all the way to my kitchen, still away from the microphone. I'm coming closer now. And bam, look at that. I mean, here's my water. Microphone's still in my hand, and I bet you heard everything. They're so versatile, and they have little clips on here. So it's like, if I want to kind of use it as a lav, I can clip it onto my hoodie right now. And now I don't have to do any hands-free. I can be as far away as I want to be without being real close. So that's just a really cool way I like as well. There's so many different microphone options you can use these days for YouTube or just vlogging. The only thing I don't like about these is that because it's a radio signal, sometimes like if I have my phone close right here, when I put it close up to the transmitter, it gets some static. I literally have no complaints when it comes to this one. This one's always been trusty. All right guys, we're back at the studio. One of the things about having all this gear is that you gotta have a good camera bag to hold it. So the camera bag that I'm recommending this video is the Brevitē jumper camera bag. Shout out to Brevitē for actually sending me this bag and sponsoring this video. On top of that, a lot of the creators that I watch regularly have also reviewed this bag. So to be able to review it, you know, among them is pretty freaking cool. So thank you to Brevitē. I've actually had this bag for a few months now, and I've actually really been putting this thing to the test. Taking it with me on international travel, on just everyday video shoots, everyday photo shoots, concerts. I've been doing a lot of work with this bag, and I will say this is a pretty solid bag. For one, it's super lightweight. It's water resistant. It's funny because I did a road trip and it just ended up storming. It was not planned, but this thing really held up pretty well in the rain. So going more in depth with the bag, in the front space right here, you can see you got 4 elastic pockets. Usually I put some batteries in there, maybe it's like an SD card holder or even some filters. Really deep pockets, really sturdy. Moving on to the top of the bag, you got this nice open space with also a zip up pocket inside. And usually in here, I usually put a jacket, or I just put little loose items and accessories that don't fit in the main compartment. I just put them up here. So definitely a lot of space. On the front there, of course, you got your branding, you got the Brevitē branding. On the bottom, you have your straps to hold your tripods. And on the side, of course, you got your tripod holder or your water bottle holder. And you even have a strap to keep it secure in place. The shoulder straps are pretty good, a little thin, but because this is a lightweight bag, I do expect it. And this is good quality. On the back, you got the big Brevitē branding as well as your luggage holder. That way you can just slip it right down on your suitcase. And I always love this feature about camera bags. It comes with a secret compartment with your passport or your wallet. To the main compartment, as you can see, a pretty solid space. I mean, all the dividers are Velcro and they are removable. That way you can customize it how you want to customize it. And also cool thing about the main compartment is that it can actually Velcro off and fold down to meet with the bigger compartment. That way if you need to extend your space, you can. And of course on the side here, you have your quick access pocket. I always like these, it always comes in handy. And this is how I usually have it set up. I got my main camera and my main lens on there. Then I got my microphone on my strap to another compartment. And then I also have a secondary lens there. That's how I usually have it set up. Only thing that I'd say is that on some parts of the bag, the quality is a little bit lower, but at the same time, this bag only cost $170. And I will leave a link in the description for the bag and all the other equipment seen in this video. Y'all are getting like every single room of my house for real. This is my first time I've ever filmed in the garage or really all around my house like this. It's kind of crazy. One of the main things about like vlogging gear and YouTube gear, you gotta have some solid lighting for real. And pretty much throughout this entire video, I've been using this Aperture MC9. And I love this light because you can just easily fit it in your camera bag. And it's just super small, like it fits in the palm of my hand. Like I'm in this garage right now, and if I turn it off, look at this right there, that little click, look at that. No key light on me, I'm dark as a mug. I'm dark as the dark side of the moon. But to fill that light, you just turn it on like that. Bam, just like that. And there's like a little soft box over it and everything. That way it can give really soft light. That way it's not super harsh on the face. It only cost me about $90 too. I actually ended up buying it because every creator that I was watching at the time was getting one of these and doing content with it. So I was like, you know what, I'll get it. And it's been pretty cool. Let me know in the comments how y'all think it's been looking this entire time. The only thing about it is that the battery life is a little shaky. I've had to charge it up probably about 3 times so far during this whole making of this video. I'm not gonna lie. But one of the other things that I want to show, and I'm actually gonna take it off here. Basically, this is what it is. Like, that's pretty much it right there. Has a little LCD screen right there. Got your controls and stuff on the side. There's actually magnets right there. So this is a car. Look at that, just magnetizes right to the car. That's pretty cool. Has different modes, so if you wanna, you can make it look like a cop car. Put it on there, make it look like a cop car. It's kind of cool, so I do recommend this. Like I said, link in the description. Loki had to come in, it was way too hot in the garage. So another thing that I want to talk about is this little Peak Design strap right here. This is the Peak Design cuff. I have this little setup on my vlogging camera where I have like a little Peak Design plate, and on the plate there's little openings that I slip in my strap adapter to, and then I can just easily clip it down and then it stays at the bottom. That way I can hold the camera by the body or by the lens. So I love that feature about it. But I love this thing also. It's real good quality. I mean, this thing was like $30, so I expect it to be good quality, but if you've seen all my other videos, you know that all my other straps are all by Peak Design. One of the cool things about this strap though, if you looked at that little square right there on the bottom, you can actually move it right here and magnetize it right to there. That way it's not hanging. That way if you're not using it, it just looks pretty cool like that. It's just one of the little perks that Peak Design adds. Just wanted to let y'all know. Alright guys, so that's all I got for the gear today. I put a little prompt on Instagram and YouTube, just doing a little Q&A. So I'm gonna do the Instagram comments first. Alright, question number 1 from my homie Tony. What is the best part of photography for you? I'd probably say doing this right here. I mean, YouTube was really my dream. So I said the best part of my photography and just my videography journey in general is just, really expressing myself through YouTube, since, that's really what my main dream is. So I'd say doing this stuff right here. From WonderArts_17, who is a famous photographer you'd like to meet? That's kind of a tough one. I don't know if there's any specific person I'd like to meet. I mean, I watch a lot of different people, but if I had to really say, I don't know if he technically counts as a photographer, but he's definitely a filmmaker. I'd really like to meet Casey Neistat. Really big inspiration for me. So yeah, I'd probably say Casey Neistat is like the main photographer, creator I'd really like to meet. All right, some YouTube questions now from Lemonswear, my homie. How do you get such crispy concert photos? I don't think there's anything setting wise that I would say. I think it's really just being adaptive and really understanding your settings, because most of the time I've been in venues that have really, really good lighting, so I know exactly what kind of shots I'm gonna get. And then I have venues that have sucky and kind of random lighting, and it's the shots that I got last show, I have to kind of just put those out of my mind and get things that look totally different. So I guess that's kind of what I say for concert photography. You just gotta be adaptive and just don't be discouraged. Make something of what you get, and don't be discouraged, and just make the most out of any environment or any lighting condition you're in. At Sam McDermott Media says, show us your desk setup. I mean, nothing is really clean right now. Hold up. Oh, don't mind the dust, but this is pretty much my setup right here. This is my iPad right here. This is an RGB mouse pad that barely lights up anymore. A Magic Mouse, Magic Keyboard. This is a BenQ 4K monitor, 32 inch. That's my custom PTQ4 sign from Neon Signs Now. Link in the description. This is the M3 MacBook Pro M3 Max. I went more in depth about this in the What's in My Camera Bag video travel edition. 2 Panasonic speakers that don't really work anymore. That is a Anchor dock. Don't mind all the dust on there. Let's see, I have a Obsidian dagger that I got in Mexico. It's not sharp, by the way. I have an award that I won. I got my headphones right there. I have just showing all my different things. These are, I collect these from all the different places I've been. This is the first camera I ever did any type of content or videos on. What else? And then over here, I just have my shelf that holds a lot of my gear. I put some RGB puck lights on there. And then I got my bag right there. But I'll go in depth about all this other stuff in a separate video. But that's all, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram at PTQIV4. Like I said, I do a lot of my behind the scenes. A lot of other content is on there. That all the gear and equipment seen in this video will be in the link in the description. Definitely make sure to comment. I'll be looking at all comments. I respond to all the comments. And just let me know if you like this video. I'm trying to do something a little bit different, so tell me if it was cool. Again, thank you. Shout out to Brevitē for sponsoring this video. And as always, stay blessed.